Is Andy Roddick spitting or tripping saying tennis players are the best athletes in the world? Shad, what you think?
It's worth the conversation. Going back and forth like they do for 5 hours. Knees, ankles, back, spasms, dehydration, all that shit. We can't say whether or not that's accurate because we're not tennis players. You know, go out there and play for 5 hours, hitting that bitch back and forth, back and forth. But they can't say what it's like to be on this side either. Everybody watching from a spectator standpoint. So I think until you actually go try to do it and you feel what it is like, and then you make the assessment, you know. And, you know, Larry plays everything, so I can make the assessment, you know what I'm saying? And there's football players still exist, there's basketball. We jump, we run, we do a bunch of shit. So it's worth the conversation, but like he said, he's speaking for his set of athletes and his sport, so you can't discredit it. You can only just kind of compare it and have the conversation.
So, Gil, you're a renowned local pickleball player, similar to tennis in some regards. Game's a little bit shorter, playing in the elements, though, in the valley, 100 degrees. What do you think about Andy Roddick saying tennis players are the best athletes in the world?
When you say best athletes, means you take everybody out of their elements and then you put them in other elements to see who can actually still compete at a decent level. I'm pretty sure you can take every basketball player and they can compete. Probably not with him, of course, but they can compete in tennis. I mean, actually, when we retire from our sport, we play that.
Yep.
There's no way he can retire from tennis and play basketball.
Fuck no.
Right? Like
he would get cooked?
I mean, he would get cooked even if he was young, because that's that sport you have to learn it from an earlier age, right? So there's nothing they have on us. We have eye-hand coordination. We play against other bodies. This is like shadow boxing, in a sense, right? You're running up and down, moving side to side, but you're not physically in harm of nothing, right? Your worst injury, your top injury is probably what? Wrist?
Get hit with the ball.
Wrist, ankle,
knees, ankle, toe turf, blisters on the bottom of your foot, right? There's no knee, patellas being torn. You're not getting clipped out of the air.
Well, I mean, you do have to.
I agree with that part, Gil, but they are tearing ACLs, tennis elbow.
Lucky for me,
shoulders.
They have a whole elbow injury.
There's abdominal strains, hip flex. There's when you think of top.
So in the top.
Tendinitis. Oh, they get tendinitis.
They are. That shit strenuous at the level.
No, it's strenuous.
You ever watch?
Because it's like a runner.
You ever
It's
went to
like a runner.
top level, and watched
Wimbledon.
No, but I've watched a top athlete of a basketball player jump over other niggas that's 44-inch vertical.
I understand that, but I didn't ask you that. I said, have you ever went and watched the top, like Andre Agassi, Pete Sampler? Have you ever went and watched like them dudes, Andy Roddick? Have you ever went and watched a match in person?
Yes. Not them.
No, the top level guy.
No.
I suggest you do, right?
They're different.
But we're not comparing how hard it is.
So we're not comparing them, but you trying to you discredit what they. No,
I'm not just discrediting. I'm saying
they are athletes as well. But they're not us. Of course, they're not us.
Okay, but that's
because they're not black athletes.
No, we're talking about.
Well,
we're just talking about the
but
top.
That's most recently. We're talking about the top tennis players are not black.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
They just started.
The top men.
By and large.
They just starting to pick it up and be somewhat relevant in that sport. So, of course, they're not going to be the athletes that we are. Like, they're just impossible. DNA it's just fucking impossible.
That's all we're talking about.
So,
I mean,
but he's taking up, just like you're taking up for basketball, he's going to take up for tennis. It's the same fucking thing, right? Yep. So he feels the way he feels. Mm-hmm. I feel basketball is the best thing on the planet, but I went and watched them dudes at the top level and be like, God damn, he's moving, they fucking athletic.
Say that about baseball.
Motherfucker out there 6'5", 6'6", out there serving that motherfucker 140, 150 miles per hour. Like, that shit is a skill. Like,
it's
the motherfuckers, and they've worked at it, and then they are athletic in their own right.
Right.
Everyone's athletic.
They're not gonna be us. Most of them, some guys are not athletic in that sport, Gil. Like,
This is not about
just like basketball.
We're talking about
some guys not athletic in basketball, right?
We're talking about who's won. He's saying he's won. They're the top. They're not.
Okay, that's what he feels.
Yeah, but
he can feel that way. That's
there's no
sport.
logic behind it.
But that's the way he
No, it
feels.
is-
So
it
you
is
can't
logic.
discredit the way that man feels.
I'm not discrediting
You're
him.
trying to, yes.
No,
yes, you are.
I'm not discrediting him.
Yes, you are. You're trying to.
I'm saying when it comes to athleticism.
But he feels different.
Okay,
So he can
I'm
feel that
saying
way. You have your opinion, right?
I'm saying athleticism. If I take him from his sport, can he be dominant in track, tennis, boxing, any other sport? That's athleticism.
So can we be dominant in
Yes.
any other sport if you take
Yes.
us after we
I
got
can
done
take
playing?
you-
But you said after he got done playing, right?
I can-
Hold on. You said after he got done playing, correct?
I can take
Did you answer my
I
question?
can take you as an athlete,
Can you
a
answer my question?
6'10",
Can you answer my
44-inch vertical. I can put you in boxing.
Can you answer my question?
I can put you in wrestling.
Can you answer my
I can
question?
put you in track. I can put you
You
in
can put
football.
me in that.
I can put you in every sport, and you can play the sport.
But you
That is
said
called athleticism.
But you said your statement is when he
Athleticism.
gets. Did you not say when he gets done
That was
playing?
Let's go
That's
back
I'm saying
and
that.
let's go back and
I'm
forth. Y'all
saying-
let each other
no,
go
let me-
back
I-
and
can
forth.
we all
I
just
did,
get
I did,
along?
so
I said
therefore,
athleticism.
Did you not say when he gets done playing that when we get done playing we can go play a sport? Did you say that? Yes. So when we get done playing our sport, we can't go be dominant in that shit. We go play it
You gonna play it? Yep.
for leisure, but we can't go be dominant in it when we get done playing. I mean, your words. These things that you said. He's gonna feel the way he feels.
Who's the best athlete?
Who? What are you talking about?
Who is the best athletes in the world?
I don't fuck gymnasts, nigga.
Okay.
The fuck is you?
I'll say decathlete.
Huh?
Hey, that's a fucking
fucking
good answer.
gymnasts
The
are the
fucking
best
good-
athletes
Hey,
on the planet.
that's a fucking good answer.
The gym are the best
Fucking good
athletes on
answer.
the planet.
Hey, I was surprised by that.
So what are you saying? You can't go do shit they can do at your fucking peak.
Not
Can't
even.
backflip?
Not the shit that they can do.
Good. Do you have a floor routine?
You
So
got a
you're-
floor routine?
So you're saying,
You
like,
can't do the shit they can do, Gil.
can they do anything we can do?
Yes.
What can they do? They can dunk.
Yeah,
They can catch a ball. They can dribble the ball. What can they fucking
absolutely.
do, man?
Absolutely.
Like, we're talking
Yes.
about athleticism.
We
But
talking
is
about
that what
athleticism. We talking about
athleticism is?
gymnasts.
Pure
athleticism
Pure
is-
athleticism
is your-
torque muscle.
Yes, the torque.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
just torque. It's not
Absolutely.
it's speed,
your
it's
body.
agility.
You go hit that
it's all that
motherfucking
shit.
So
ball
if
and
we
do that
take-
goddamn shit and land on your feet. No, you can't
If we
fucking not.
take 10 sports
Right.
and we take basketball players, track, football, tennis, gymnasts, and we say you guys all have to do these sports against each other, who is the top athlete?
The
So why
football,
did you go
the
against
football and the basketball player together.
Okay.
So what? Against each other doing what? Playing
Any-
basketball?
no,
If
no,
we did- if
no,
we did-
just any
if we
regular,
did-
any regular activity
If we
where you gotta
did,
do
if we
some shit.
did sprinting,
Yeah.
if we did
Powerlifting.
volleyball, lifting, swimming, it's about you. It's not about your sport. What does the body
Yeah,
yourself
well, yeah.
do?
Gymnast.
Probably.
Gymnasts.
You're talking about balance,
Gymnasts.
strength, and core,
Gymnasts.
and all that. Yeah,
Gymnasts.
maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a hell.
I think we
at my
are-
fucking peak
This
of
is
me.
what I think y'all
before
talking
I got hurt,
I'm
my
talking
senior,
about us
I
versus
think-
it
them.
doesn't. It doesn't
I
get
don't know
no
what
better
he's talking
athlete
I know
than me.
he's saying that
Don't get no better athlete than me.
we are the most adaptable athletes.
That's called-
most adaptable.
Best looking too, I would argue.
But it doesn't mean that we are the best athletes. We can adapt to all of the sports. We can go in and say, yeah, we can pick that up.
Point.
We can pick that up.
Point.
We can pick that up.
Point.
But to be the best is to say we'll go into those sports and then succeed and thrive. And that's not something we can actually calculate. But I get what you're saying.
Just like they can't do certain things we can do.
Yeah, like you're saying that we, by default, because of what we do on our sport, we should be considered the best athletes because no one else can do.
Because there's people that can do our sport that's not athletes.
But like I said, Miles Garrett can run and try to dunk from the free throw line and get there, but he might not dunk it, but he's athletic enough to do it.
Now football players can dunk.
Can
but
do
They can't land. And
They don't have
can't dribble.
they don't have the, but they haven't been taught like we have.
They land like football players.
Right, they land like they land.
jump and land like football players.
Tennis players are going to run from here to here as fast as they can. That's what they know. Go here, go here, go here, hit. But when you tell him to jump over the motherfucking over the net, he gonna get his foot caught.
Absolutely. Some of them will.
I
Absolutely.
ain't never did it.
Absolutely.
But it's different aspects of the sport that
So that's-
you look at. You say, well, if you got a guy that played basketball that ain't never hit nothing, he gonna swing. He's swinging this bitch like it's a baseball.
You can go give them.
Knocking it out the park every time.
We
Like,
all
bro.
can do things that the other set of athletes can't do. We all thrive in different ways, right? We all are different, special. Some not athletes, some good at the sport. It's not athletic. Guys play basketball in the NBA that can't jump over fucking Saturday's newspaper.
Basketball players cannot go into
those
baseball.
guys are not athletic at all.
Baseball is
They made it
something
to the
that
highest
we
level.
We are going to have a trouble.
I think hitting a baseball probably the hardest. One of the hardest things.
The hardest.
So
And then think about throwing the ball.
trying to hit a
You
high
have
puck.
to throw the ball accurately to first base
Bruh.
from over here.
Can you catch a baseball?
I'm a champion Little League.
With my bare hand?
No, with the glove like they do.
Yeah.
Can you hit a baseball though?
Can you run? Can you be in the outfield?
You think that's easy though?
No, I'm just saying. Can
I'm
you
asking you, do you think catching the ball with a glove is easy?
See, that's I think y'all miss it. It's not about your particular sport. We're talking about the human body itself as the athlete itself. The
you
athlete
think
run,
catching-
jump, react, move. That's the athlete.
But you think a basketball player can put a baseball glove on and just catch a baseball just cuz? You think it's that easy?
We
Because
catch basketball.
the professional guys, they miss the ball
We're
in their
not
glove.
talking about being experts at something.
No, you just
We're
said-
talking about doing it.
Yeah.
We have eye-hand coordination. We
But
can
it's not
catch
that
shit.
easy.
So
That's
you
what
go
I'm
from
saying.
being dominant to doing it. So you fucking tricky, boy.
Can he do anything?
You just said we can be
hold
dominant.
on.
Now just do it.
Can he do anything
fucking
we
freaking-
can do
Yeah.
at any level, the beginner level? We can be beginners at their sport. We can put a tennis and we can move, we can jump, we can
So you don't
do
think-
that
you don't think they can
naturally.
dribble?
That's what we naturally can do. We can run side to side, up and down, move. So we can naturally
don't
do
think
that,
you can do that?
without hitting the ball,
He can
right?
play defense.
Without hitting the ball.
Andy
we can do
Roddick,
that.
decent mid. He has a
Can he
decent mid.
jump up and down?
He can rebound.
And chase us and run around, get through screen. Like, there's no human being that he has to react to.
But the basic function of going to 24-hour, if Andy Roddick go to 24-hour, right?
Can he
and
get
we
a bucket?
pick him up. And we pick him up on our team. What does he have to do to be able to be on my team?
Set good screen.
And play defense.
Rebound.
Run around, fight through screens, like you just said. He don't have to shoot a fucking shot. He don't have to dribble the ball at all. Just pass it to me, I'll pass it back.
He could be a good corner boy. He can knock down a midi.
I'm just saying.
All right, man.
But
They athletic as fuck, man.
Kenyon, you mentioned difference between skill sport like tennis, hockey as well. So entire sports world been discussing this topic. On First Take, former hockey player PK Subban weighed in.
LeBron James is an absolute freak of an athlete. No one is ever going to question that. He is. And until I see him on a football field or any other field, I can't comment of his dominance. But I'll use him as an example because watching him on TV, he's just unbelievable to watch as an athlete. We know that. But there is no question for me that hockey players and playing hockey is the most difficult sport and the toughest sport to play. There's two disciplines in ice skating in the Olympics that you can win an Olympic gold medal. We expect our players to do it as a matter of course. And then it's full contact. So you got to be fearless as well. You're getting hit, there's no out of bounds, and you got to fight. And by the way, our guys, there's no game management, there's no load management, there's none of that. They play banged up, Stephen A. They play hurt, they play with broken bones, they play with torn ligaments. I've done it, players do it, they're still doing it.
But when you talk about pure athleticism and I think about the versatility that comes with it. I'm gonna go the route of the basketball player. I'm gonna go with Markeith on this, okay? And it ain't just because
Stephen A, it's a
it ain't just because
tough
mama
one.
Put LeBron on skates. I want LeBron on skates first.
Ain't no nigga putting on no skates.
Too big.
Ain't no nigga putting on
No,
no skates
no, they
going
are.
out there to fall.
They too big.
You gotta learn how to skate first.
Too big.
Then you gotta learn. I went to school up there with them. Moving the stick and hey, do you want to play hockey or you want to do cross country? I'm gonna run.
Yeah, that's a different conversation though.
We've seen black men have success in hockey.
You fall on that ice, you know what? You
Russ
know what
Tyler
happens.
with the
It's
knuckle
different.
puck.
Like he is right. Like it's a different combination of what athlete and what hockey players do, right? Is that shit the most difficult? I do believe. Like to do, concentrate on the puck. You got the fucking stick in your hand. You on skate.
They come about
You
to
got
crash.
motherfuckers- It's a lot of elements out that motherfucker, right? that you got to deal with.
Motherfucker, Blaze at the bottom of the
All-
Blaze
all-
are at the bottom.
All of that, but it's not an athlete conversation. Like that for me, that's not a conversation.
Would you say hockey's the most difficult sport to play though? Like,
I believe so.
I would say so.
well, I mean, there's a lot of sports out there.
In comparison to all the other ones,
like, I believe
you
it's
got to
the most
put skates
difficult.
on and skate. I'm not a
Yeah,
I'm
and to
not.
concentrate on that puck and where it got to go to get it where you got to get to, you catching
Then the
it out
muscles
the
you
air,
got to have to push off on the leg. All that push off shit with the skating. That
like,
shit,
and
man.
catching the fucking puck out. I believe so. Just my personal opinion.
See, you look like you got something on your mind.
It's ice skating with a stick. I mean,
that is very basic.
I'm just saying, where was Nancy Kerrigan? Where was when she hit old girl with that stick? Where was her athleticism? To
Tanya
dodge that
Harding.
bit? Where was Tanya Harding in
Hit Nancy
athleticism
Kerrigan.
when she was trying to dodge that stick? They rank 8th, 9th,
So did you just say that
9th,
some
8th,
dude
8th.
she hired some dudes to jump on that
Basketball-
woman, and that's what the fuck you going
Tennis is
with?
5th.
Man, get on.
Tennis
Gil.
is 5th.
Somebody finna talk that shit with
What
you.
is number
Tennis
one?
is fifth.
According to
5th.
Man,
Most athletic sport, tennis is 5. Hockey is 8.
what's number one?
hold on.
According to
Josiah, hold on.
Boxing is, they got boxing as
We're
1.
not finna skip over that though, Gil.
I did.
No,
Tennis
we're
is
not
5th.
finna skip over that though. You can't use this woman getting jumped on to prove your fucking point.
No, my point. I didn't prove
Like, that's what the
that
fuck
wasn't my point.
She got with a hockey stick by some dudes.
Yeah.
That fucking woman didn't do it, nigga.
He didn't do it.
That woman didn't do it, so
My point
no, we're not
was
finna talk.
is-
No, we're not finna do that, Gil. We're not finna do
Okay,
that.
then move the fuck on then.
Yeah, we're not finna do that.
Then move on
Yeah,
then.
let's move on from the topic.
Alright.
You gonna walk? This woman
Okay,
getting
we moved
jumped
on.
This woman getting jumped on by
Cool.
2 dudes to prove your fucking point.
Cool.
That's fucking like no,
Cool.
dude. Come on, man.
ice skating with the stick.
Like,
No way.
Like-
No way. Not rolling. Not rolling. Not rolling. Not rolling,
They
man.
got gymnasts over fucking hockey.
So can you read the list, please?
it's not athletic conversation about hockey.
Toughest. Yeah.
Toughness is other things other than athleticism.
I'm going off of what he said, bro.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
We're having a conversation, and I disagree with him.
Okay.
It's not an athletic conversation. So I disagree with him too.
Okay.
So what's the point you're trying to make?
I'm responding to him.
And we are as well. but-
Okay.
PK
but
Subban.
we are as well, but the point that you was trying to make,
Tennis is 5th.
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Where does basketball rank amongst?
In front of them.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Who's ranking?
Yeah, who's ranking them?
Consensus for the last 50 years.
Cool. Whatever they have is that list is cool. It's whatever whatever sport somebody play, that's the sport that they're gonna go with. So whoever's making the list, great. Cool. Somebody took the time out for the last 50, 60, 70, 80, fucking 100 years to make a list on most athletic sports that however they got to it. Cool.
Family Feud.
But whoever plays their sport, whatever sport it is, tennis, they're gonna go with their sport. Fucking swimming, they're gonna go with their sport. Hockey players gonna go with their sport. But they're gonna believe. But
women pretty fucking tough too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, they're gonna go with their sport. So everybody is biased.
Track and
I
field.
think basketball players are the more athletic. But if I'm real about it, gymnasts, this shit is fucking impossible.
We talking about athletic. What's the difference between a basketball player and a track star?
So.
Who gets the most work?
That's the difference.
Soccer.
So when does
Soccer
opinion?
soccer
So
pickle.
how do we get rid of opinion? Isn't that what the expert is? That's what the people who vote in?
Everybody is entitled to their opinion.
So we all had our opinion, and then there's a list for the last 50 years. We don't go by this?
I don't care about
Because
that
that list
Gil.
does
You
not
care about that
dictate
list.
truth.
I don't, Gil.
That list don't
saying?
dictate truth. That's somebody else's opinion.
Yeah, you care about that list.
That
don't.
list is somebody else's opinion you're deciding to put above your own. Not me.
Yeah, that's.
I take my own list.
I would.
Then that's called an opinion.
Yeah, it's their.
I'm not gonna take their opinion. I'm gonna take my own.
Whoever it is, it's cool for them, bro. Like, we're not discrediting that list. That's fun. That's kind.
Cool
That's fine
list.
for them.
Cool list.
However they put it together, great.
I got my own list.
Yeah, I got my own. I don't.
That's what we call opinions.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Everybody's entitled to one, Gil. Like, everybody has their own.
And you beat opinions with facts, right?
So what are facts?
The
How is
list.
that a?
How's the list fact?
How?
Just like any list that's
How is
fact.
that a fact?
Whoa.
So,
Hold
Gil,
on,
are you rolling with that
How is
list?
that a fact?
You rolling
Where
with
does
that
the-
list?
You looked it up
Where
online?
does the fact come from?
Yes, where does the fact come from?
You know,
Please tell.
like people who are voting, there's a bunch of voters and they all vote. just like anything in life.
On their opinion.
The 7 billion
They
people on
vote
the planet?
on their opinion, Gil. So you can put an opinion and make it into a fact.
How?
So if I give you a list of 10 things to vote on, right?
And all the people vote
On 10
from their
sports. So we're taking 10 sports.
from
right?
their
So that's what
opinion
it is.
base, their opinion.
So it's 10 sports, right? They vote on their 10 list of 10 from 1 through 10 on what they think is the most athletic sport. Yes or no? Assume that's the way it went, right? So your list would be your list, right? If we fill the paper out as them people did, your list would be your list. His list would be his list. Everybody in this room list would be their list. If a couple might be the same, but more than likely all of them gonna be different.
Yeah.
And that's, so his opinion, their opinion, his opinion, his opinion, his opinion. So how do you get a fact out of a bunch of
They
opinions?
put them all together.
And it's not an opinion.
They put them
still?
all together, and then that's how
It makes
they
a
do
fact.
Do you agree with the list?
So if there's 100 people and we're all voting top 5 of anything, just like there, 60-something%, 20-something%, it goes. You just tally up the votes of what.
But it's still not an opinion.
Yeah, because it can't be
I'm
fact.
confused. That's where I'm lost at.
It becomes.
It becomes a fact.
It becomes a poll of opinions.
That turns into a fact.
Do you agree with the list, Gil, or would your list be different?
Like it can't be a fact because like we just did with the teams and shit, right? So if 70% of people are rolling with your pick and you don't hit, was it an opinion or a fact that 70% was gonna hit?
It's a fact once it hits.
But it don't hit. How is it a fact?
Then it's an opinion. Once it hits, it's a fact, right? Because it hit. There's a result.
Fact is fact. There is no swaying fact left or right. When it's fact, it's truth is truth. There's no if it doesn't hit, it's not fact.
It
It's
becomes
truth.
fact.
There's only fact, bro. Nothing can become a fact.
It can become a fact. If I give my opinion and say OKC is going to win the championship, and you say Pacers, that's both our opinion right now. The fact comes on whoever wins it, right? Isn't that when the fact, that's when it becomes a fact, right?
So what's before the fact?
An opinion.
And that's what we're talking about.
Oh, shit.
We haven't seen there's no fact at the end of our opinions. Because nobody has come from tennis to play basketball. Nobody has went from basketball to do all this. So there's no fact in what we're talking about. It's all opinions from everybody across the board. That's the point.
So if Tiger Woods say he's the best athlete, okay, all right, I get it.
That's his opinion.
We would probably disagree with that. I would say.
Why?
Very good golfer.
Why?
Because he's never played basketball.
I haven't seen his midi.
He never ran a fucking route in the football league.
But he's no different than what everybody else is saying, right? It's an opinion that nobody can prove.
So it
And
can't, so it
the
can't be
people
fact.
that's voting just is irrelevant.
So it can't be fact.
So we asked the chat for their opinion on this particular topic. We said which sport
Did you ask them for their fact?
Which sport would have the best athlete? 40% of the chat said basketball, 32% said football, 23% said soccer, 5% said tennis. Well, speaking of lists and opinion, Ringer recently updated their top 100 NBA players.